Greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is In this, you shall know that the Lord is
Go on and get some, boy. What the heck is the deal? I'm the best there is.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is
What's in the box? Like a slammer.
Yo, what's up, everybody? It's happening. Welcome, everybody, to Lords of the Long Box Cover Price Shakers Show. Shakers, not the top 10. Don't believe the videos. Don't believe everything that you see. This is the Shaker Report, everybody. And with me, we got old school OG, one of a kind. JB is back in the house. Say what's up, JB.
You sucked me back in. Yes, you did. Thanks for having me tonight. Got a great list for you. The writers at Cover Price have outdone themselves once again. Can't wait to present it to you. And yeah, let's get going.
Let's go. And alongside JB, we got the one and only Dr. Yo-Yo. Say what's up, Chris.
What's up, guys? I'm happy to be here. It's been a killer week again. This is the 723rd Monday in a row. And I am sick of it. Thank goodness that I am able to come up here and hang out with my friends Gabe and JB and talk comics. Thank goodness.
That's what it's all about, everybody. It's a rainy day here in Vegas. My favorite things to do on a rainy day is read comics and talk comics with my buddies. But as everybody congregates, let's hang out a little bit with a little bit of a DJ lady style happening. And on the flip side, it's time for the list. Let's roll.
I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with the shape of you. I'm in love with your body. I'm in love with the shape of you.
Oh, sorry. I said
There it is. We are back. Yes. Beautiful, beautiful. Everything here is going off great. We got the best host on here and me, not the best host, but we're going to make this rock and roll. So, everybody, welcome in. It's the Shakers list this week. Let's go and start getting into the Shakers. This list, everybody, this comes from our friends at Cover Price. And you know what's up. This list focuses on new high sells, some of the most interesting sells that they found exclusively on their daily Shakers list. This list changes all the time, so make sure that you subscribe to Cover Price. make sure that you check out this list on a regular basis. You always want to find something cool. Hang out. Don't ditch out so quick. At the end of the list, we're going to go through what's shaking, and we're going to look at the best cool comics that we could find on the list this week as well. So let's see here. You ready for this list? Shake this list like a newborn baby, everybody. Let's make it. Let's roll hardcore with this first. Who's up first?
I'm up first.
First at bat. One and only. What up?
Yep.
Look what we got here, everybody.
All right. We got Batman 66 as in 1966. Number 5. This is a Dave Johnson variant. Get your shark repellent spray ready. It's time for the Adam West Batman. Batman 66 was based on the famous Batman TV show that ran from 1966 to 1968, starting Adam West as Batman and Burt Ward as Robin. Now, those 2 years, 120 episodes. That's right. You're talking about a cultural phenomenon from the 1960s. And it showed on the one and only ABC. The show developed a cult following in the years after it went off the air with some of the reoccurring characters, such as Cesar Romero, who played Joker, and Julie Newmar, who played Catwoman. Becoming pop culture icons along with Ward and West. The comic book series would be published for 30 issues with all the covers drawn by Mike Allred, who was also the creator for covers of Batman 66 variant run in 2014. All new stories were spun out of the TV show, with many villains making their first comic book appearances on these pages, such as Bookworm, the Minstrel, the Sandman, Olga, Queen of Cossacks, Zelda the Great, Shame, King Tut, Marcia, Queen of Diamonds, etc. This series was among its numerous crossovers, plays right into the hands of the recent move towards childhood nostalgia for many collectors. The Dave Johnson variant for number 5 has always been a tough book to find, and this week we saw a record high sale of $400 for a graded 9.8. From the catchy theme song to the graphic fight scenes, pop, pow, kabow, the 1960s Batman show will always be embraced for its pop culture relevancy.
Chris is next level, everybody. He added so much to that read. You are awesome. That was fantastic.
Chris is definitely taking it to the next level on
Next
that one.
level.
Next level.
That was next
No
level.
expectations, everybody.
Bam, pow, get out of here.
He did the whole Batman theme song and
Yeah, he
everything.
dropped a theme song in there.
Yeah, we're gonna get
That
copy
was-
strike for that.
Wow. Wow. That's next level. What do you guys think of both the comic book and the show? I had no idea the show didn't go that long. I felt like it went way longer than that. I'm assuming I just watched replay over replay on syndication, but damn.
Yeah, Batman 66 was always a after school friend of mine for sure. Always after school. It was always 2 episodes back to back for Batman.
Back to back. Yeah. Then those villains that were actually never in comic books. That is the Rogues Gallery of Rogues Gallery right there. One more time. What do we have?
Mr. Egghead was one of them. That
the
was
Minstrel,
King
Queen of the Cossacks, Zelda the Great,
Somebody
Shane, King Tut. I remember King Tut. Man,
I think there's a Batman 66 comic, if I remember correctly, that was produced by an unproduced script for Batman 66 that had, I think it was written by Harlan Ellison, and it was a Two-Face story because Two-Face never showed up in the Batman series, but they were supposed to, and they made that script into a comic book later, if I remember correctly.
Are you
if anybody can confirm some of the knowledge that Gabe is dropping in the chat or on the rewind,
so
go ahead and drop it in the on the comments.
I know that there was I have a copy of the radio era Batman, and that was a Two-Face story.
I love old school, those old timey radio shows. I have the Superman and the Batman ones on cassette.
Well, but they they released it as a comic.
Oh, okay.
Batman the radio series as a comic book. It was pretty cool. But
Very
yeah,
cool.
Adam West Batman. I mean, this is like, you know, the flabbiest Batman ever. It was hilarious. Little tiny ears, bat eyebrows. I mean, this is
Dude. He was the man.
The painted on bat eyebrows on the
yeah.
mask.
Oh yeah.
He was the man, bro. He had the Bat 2C. He got all the chicks.
But
Yeah.
again, going back to the Rogues Gallery, they had a lot of cool stars. We Are Venom just posted a comment here. Egghead was played by Vincent Price. Think about some of the other stars that they had, you know, playing these characters.
Vincent Price, my goodness.
Cesar Romero as the Joker. He was a huge star back then, and he wouldn't shave his mustache. So
He wouldn't shave his mustache.
They just caked on the paint over his face. Yeah. You'll see like whiskers kind of just hanging out, you know? Yeah. Speaking of whiskers hanging out, what do we got next on the list?
Oh, next on the list. I guess that's me. What do we got next? Seamless transitions, everybody. Seamless transitions. See, we're
That's
back
right.
to the original Lords of the Long Box. Seamless transition. All right, next up at Shaker number 2, we've got Charmed Season 10, issue number 7, originally published in 2015 from Zenescope. Now, back in September, a Charmed fan took to the aftermarket and set a new record-breaking sale for Charmed Season 10, issue number 11. That's not this book. It's issue number 11. Now, when that book sold, it went for $105 for a raw fine copy. In a charming coincidence, pun intended, this issue has also sold for $105 for a raw fine copy. This sale sets a new record high for the issue. The previous book featured half-sister Paige, a latecomer to the show after Shannon Doherty's unexpected departure from the show. Now, this departure wrote off the eldest sister, Prue, leaving Piper as the most powerful sister. This book showcases Piper, played by Holly Marie Combs, as the highlight of the cover. Piper was a central figure in the series moving forward as the middle sister. She was always the peacemaker. After Prue's death, Piper struggled to find her place in the family, but ultimately established herself as a matriarch of the Hollowell family. At the moment, none of these books are listed on the CGC census. It would be interesting to see if graded copies of these covers would appeal to the Charmed fans who have been collecting them on the aftermarket. What do you guys think of that? Charmed on the list.
$100 for a raw fine.
A fine copy. I mean, come on. We've seen some fine copies. You can be all ticked to hell and be a fine copy.
Yeah.
This thing is like folded in half to be a fine copy. Like $105 for a beat up copy. More power to you guys. Good for whoever.
I don't
wanted
understand
it
sales like this. But seriously, is this so rare that you'd spend $100 on a fine copy of this? Is someone like, oh, this is the last book I need to complete my entire Charm Season 10 run. I care not the cost. Meats and cheeses for everybody.
Yeah, you would think like a fine copy. Usually you get a fine copy or like a lower grade copy as like a placeholder for like a major key that, you know, maybe you'll save up and get a better copy. But this is only a 10-year-old book. For a fine copy to be $105. That is super interesting. That is crazy town.
I feel like I'd find this, you know, in a doll, you know, digging in the long boxes. Sorry, guys.
I'm positive I would find this digging in the long boxes. This doesn't strike me as anything special, and I'm a bit surprised. I think this is one of those things where it's worth doing a little bit more research on, because if there really is this much interest for some of these, you know, mid 2010 WB series comics, then there's a whole bunch of them that you can go after.
Right.
Angel, you got Smallville, you got, you know, Charmed, I guess. I don't know.
Buffy, we talked about Buffy on here before.
Yeah. How many different Buffy series were there?
Yeah, Buffy's popped up quite a bit. I don't know.
Anybody here watch Charmed?
No.
I watch it at the gym. It's always on at the gym.
I watch it at the gym. Get the hell
It's always
out of here.
on. I go to the gym, but it's not on. Like there's no sound. So which is fine because the show doesn't seem to be that exciting other than the chicks being really hot. So it's perfect. I get to watch it no sound on. And somebody's asking for my shirt. I got it's an Electra Assassin Bill Sienkiewicz shirt for everybody.
Is Charmed the one that had Alyssa Milano in it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of the time, not wearing a bra in a very cold set, apparently.
All right.
Again, the only reason to watch it, it's a perfect turn off the sound and just eye candy kind of TV show.
Yeah, interesting. So I guess we've been doing this list long enough, and we've been seeing these TV show books pop up again and again and again. Specifically, like the WB series, right?
Yeah.
So I think
what does Tim say? Read the tea leaves, guys.
Yeah,
if you've got a low print count WB series on a small printer press like Zenoscope, I want to pay attention.
I think you pull these from dollar boxes. I think regardless of the title or the number, if it's a mid 2010s and it's you can find it in the back issue bins and it's cheap, I say you grab it, because I think your dollar cost average is low and your risk is almost non-existent.
I bet you anything that these were just pull box orders. I bet they're a little hard to find because I don't think stores ordered any copies if nobody asked for this book. Like I think it was like, oh, we got pervert Gabe and pervert Chris love these titty books. We're just gonna order 2 copies and that's it. And then there's nothing left on the shelf.
I didn't know where you were going with that.
Speaking of not being on the shelf, what's our next book we got today?
This one is probably not on the shelf. We have Delgado by Fantagraphics in 1984. Before the emergence of titles like Wild's End, Stray Dogs, Good Boy, Dogs of War, Dogs Science, Science Dog, and other underground comic, Delgado made its mark. I'm going to go with Delgada. Okay, Delgada made its mark.
Delgada, like the cheese.
Totally practiced this. Crafted by writer Dan Strand and brought to life through the artistry of Dennis Fujitaki. When discussing independent comic book publishers, Fantagraphics is one of the most venerable names, having opened its doors in 1976 with titles like Love and Rockets and Usagi Yojimbo often dominated conversations. This week brought a record high sale of $249 for CGC 9.8 for a new contender. This particular one is exceptional, being the sole 9.8 graded version on the census, an impressive feat since most comics were not stored with care. Yet here we are, 41 years later. I think there's some math issues there. It's been more than 41 years. It's been
I feel the math is no good.
51 years later.
The math ain't mathing.
Here we are. Because I'm thinking like, man, I was born in 79 and I'm 45, so I know it's more than 41 years. Okay, regarding rarity, you can find plenty of cheap copies online or nestled within the dollar bins, so it will be fascinating to observe whether raw prices start to ascend. With this recent accomplishment, there could be a growing interest among collectors eager to acquire copies and submit them for grading. Delgado is considered to be a hidden gem from this era, with many fans praising it as one of the best comics you have not encountered. Dogs, spacesuit, space gun. I'm on board. This rare combination of obscurity and acclaim could allow Delgado to begin marking its territory. Boo! Boo that joke in the comic book.
Oh, that's good. Nah, I like it. Come on, everything you just said right there. You got the dog in the spacesuit with the space gun. He's ready to rock and roll. And it's not like he's a little poodle or anything. That's a dog.
I said Usagi, Matt. I don't know. Usagi. I don't know. It's
Usagi Yojimbo?
Yosagi Yojimbo?
Usagi? All right.
Usagi Yojimbo, yeah, the samurai bunny that hung out with the Ninja Turtles.
I know the character, yeah. I just don't know how to say it. because it's not. He never appeared on the cartoon, so I never heard the character's name out loud.
He appeared on like one episode of the cartoon.
All right, okay.
Does anybody in the chat have anything yet? Because I've never seen this book before.
Yeah,
Have you
I've
ever
never
seen
heard
this
of this
book before,
either.
Chris? I've got
a
some.
lot of 0 for 3s tonight, everybody. But that's what this list is all about. You know, this is the proof of life list. Most of the time, if you have a book on this list, hit us up on Instagram, post it, tag us, because we love to see this kind of stuff. Like, I love these old late 70s books like this. They did a lot of space animal stuff, like, you know, Delgota here, Space Beaver, for instance. That's a real comic. That's not a pervert, anything. Space Beaver.
Gabe, show Real Fake Comics comment there.
Real Fake Comics. You search the galaxy for the answer to who's a good boy.
Hey, you know what? That's a great tagline for this book. There's a lot of really weird, independent graphic novels and comics from the 70s era by these small printers. I always grab them. They're always interesting. I got one that's called Doberman, and it was a Doberman pincher bitten by a man and turned into a combination dog man. So it's super weird. But yeah, good stuff. Always entertaining. Kind of like, okay, I can see these guys were taking acid when they wrote it. But hey, you know what? Dog, spacesuit, spaceship, dog, space gun, good stuff.
I bet you anything, the owner of this dog was tired of this dog's attitude and said, let's go on a picnic, and threw a stick. And then when the dog ran to get the stick, he closed his spaceship and just took off and left him.
Spaceship. That's how it starts, folks.
That's
you heard
so
it here.
Mean.
That was a Looney Tunes cartoon. Come on. Yeah. Speaking of being mean, what do we got next on the list?
Yeah, what do we got next on the list? All right. Next up, we've got, what do we got? At number 4, remember, these are not in any order. They're alphabetical order, actually. At Shaker number 4, we've got Let Me In, Crossroads, issue number 1, the Chloe Grace Moretz photo cover, red foil, 1 in 5. Who does a 1 in 5? That's crazy. Originally produced in 2010 from Dark Horse. Now, movie tie-in comics don't typically see a huge aftermarket following, but we have had some outliers. We've seen it with the likes of comic adaptations of movies like Amazing Spider-Man or the RDJ Iron Man cover. Still, it typically only gets heavy aftermarket interest when it features a prominent actor/actress on the cover. Well, this book is a prime example. Most collectors likely didn't look twice at this book, as it's a prelude to a vampire movie that was a remake of another movie. While vampires were all the rage at the time, thanks to Twilight, the genre faded quickly and left books behind before a recent resurgence. Still, there are those collectors after eclectic, hard-to-find books like this. And LCSs weren't breaking down the doors to order oodles of copies of this book, leading to a limited set of ratio variants distributed. Now, CGC's census count doesn't necessarily indicate how limited this book is, but it can be a good guide. There is 1 copy of this book on the census, a solitary 9.8 copy. However, raw copies are a little easier to come by, with 1 recently hitting the market and selling for a whopping $175 for a reported near mint 9.6 raw copy. That puts it into a class of its own, as the last sale to come close was a reported raw 9.2 copy that sold for $63 in mid-2024. Now, outside of that, sales have been relatively limited and varied, but with actress Chloe Grace Moretz all over the media lately, it's no surprise a collector picked up a book with her front and center. What do you guys think?
I hate it because it's a foil.
It's a foil, a 1 in 5 foil.
It's already off my list. Nope.
Now, are you saying all foils you're off of because it's a gimmick?
More or less.
The whole
More or
cover
less.
is foil.
All right.
It was just the lettering.
That's even worse.
That's
Bob.
even worse. That's even
If you're
more
gonna
of
do
a-
it, do the whole cover. Don't be like lazy about it. If
Jeez,
you're gonna screw
foils.
it up all the way.
You hate foils. You hate dogs. You hate foil dogs. I mean, come on.
I don't hate dogs. I just had an idea that somebody was like, I don't care for this dog anymore, and I'm gonna throw a stick out into the woods.
Why? Because it's a foil dog, huh? What's wrong with foil dog?
If it was a foil dog, I would 100% old yeller that thing.
Let me in. What do you guys think of this though? I'm seeing photo covers still hot. Photo covers still hot.
So
You got the right actor, actress.
This is a prelude to Cloverfield.
I don't know. What did it read? It was
It's a
kind of funny.
prelude to the film by the director of Cloverfield. Okay.
It says this book is look twice. It's a prelude to a vampire movie that was a remake of another movie.
All right.
Well, the cover does say the official prelude to the film. Oh no, that's ridiculous. Official prelude to the film by the Cloverfield director Matt Reeves, who is now known as the Batman director Matt Reeves, or the Planet of the Apes director Matt Reeves.
Yeah, or the Let Me In director Matt Reeves.
Nobody cares about that anymore. He's upgraded.
I never saw this movie. I think
But
the actress
still,
is a good actress because I liked her in Kick-Ass.
I think this is an example where you're crossing genres because it's not necessarily a comic book person who's buying this book at this price. It's a fan maybe of this actress, maybe a crazy lunatic fan, but still a fan.
It's graded, it's encapsulated. You can't
mad
get
coin on this.
Oh, this one was a raw near mint. So this somebody just bought it. Somebody's like really excited to have, a Chloe Grace Moritz cover.
$175.
The foil.
It's crazy town for
It's
this.
the 1 in 5, the foil for sure.
1 in 5. Again, this is probably a pull box.
Highlight Sean at Big Leg. He wants to educate me on the photo. He ran into a Charmed Alyssa Milano photo for $1 on eBay live last week, and literally no one bid even the buck.
It happens.
So they're not all. It depends on the actress. I told you. If the talent.
Was it a photo that was taken of her on a very, very cold set?
Did it have foil printing? If it would have had foil printing, it would have been 3 figures.
Was it a foil dog?
No.
Was it a foil dog?
That foil dog is going to get John Wicked.
Oh, it's terrible.
Speaking of John Wick, what's on our next? What's next on the list?
Next, we have Peach Momoko, the Oko.
I'll go with that.
Uko?
Any comments on that? Oko? Uko? All right. Peach Momoko has risen to superstardom over the last few years, and now her cover art can be found regularly each month on a new release rack. She has been a frequent guest of the Shakers Report, and last month we discussed her first cover artwork in Shintaro Keigo X Peach Momoko #1, which fetched $500 in a near mint raw. This week brings another rare early appearance of Peach Momoko in the form of a self-published sketchbook. The Uko was produced and sold in Japan and is so rare that we've only captured 2 previous sales. A raw copy that sold for $200 in 2022 and a graded 9.9 that sold for $840 in 2023. This week, a graded 9.8 surpassed the record high of the graded 9.9 when it sold for $899. The edition size of the sketchbook was so small that even Peach could not recall the total numbers printed. As artists' first comic works continue to rise in value, these early sketchbooks will become the focus of hardcore collectors, especially for one as beloved and famous as Peach Momoko.
You could do a lot better with $900 in this book.
This is ridiculous. $900 for this is insane.
Hey, listen,
Look at this.
I have sold art books that I'll pick up for $1 or $2 at the flea market. The people, they're not sure what they have. I get it home, I look it up. It's like a $900 book, and it'll sell in a week. The people who buy art books, I'm telling you, if it's a famous artist, well known and beloved, the art books almost always sell very quickly and for high numbers.
And no hate to Peach. Very similar to Corey. She is the sweetest person you will ever meet at a con. She is amazing. But $900, come on, man. There's nothing here.
More power to whoever bought it. If that's their thing and they want to get Peach Momoko's first book. I don't know. Was this only released in Japan? Was that in the listing or something like that? Is it like really hard to find?
Yeah, I think so. I think it said that. Alex brings up a good point. I'm sorry. Real Fake Comics brings up a good point. I see a mustache. I also see a mustache.
Yeah, now I can't. Thanks for mentioning that, Real Fake Comics, because now that's all I see is the mustache.
It's just a mustache. Yeah. So low print run, early in her career, self-published.
None of that's telling me $900 whatsoever.
I'm still not feeling the $900.
Especially for it's a sketchbook, right? Like
you know what self-published means to me? Self-published means that she went to the cons early and needed something to hand out or sign or sell. That's what self-published means to me.
Yeah, she just printed it herself at Kinko.
She printed this shit herself. She might still be printing them. Who knows how rare they are? I mean, come on.
She still has that PDF file somewhere. She can pick it up for $900.
It's
graded, so you can't even look at like the sketchbook. Like, not only is it like the idea that you can't read your books when they're graded, I get that, but this is a sketchbook where you're supposed to appreciate the art even more, and all you get is the red mustache cover.
But it's probably signed and sketched inside, maybe, and gold leaf, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's foil inside.
Maybe. It's one of those things where you buy what you like, right? That's really what it comes down to. Somebody wanted this, they bought it. So
all right. Well, speaking of
our chat's great. Real quick, if you're ever watching this on the rewind, wait long enough to be able to watch the rewind where you get the live chat, because these guys are hilarious, man. That is hilarious.
Yeah,
Corey
chat
Stevens,
is awesome people, dude.
Our chat's Corey's. Check out Corey's about the mustache.
Pardon me that I mustache you. Who's in the right mind would spend $900 for this?
Nice one, Corey. Good job.
Alex, I'm not a cat person. My house does not stink. Okay, not a cat person. I'm a dog person. My dog just died. So, speaking of dead dogs, what do we have next on the list?
Oh, brutal!
What a downer!
What, you're killing
me, Lord.
Brutal, is this
sorry.
All right, here's another one. All right, here we go. Man, all right. Coming up at number 6. Man, I hope you guys we're at the halfway point of the show. If you haven't already, take a moment. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. It's free. I mean, all you got to do is hit the button, unless you're not having a good time, in which case I ask, what the hell are you still doing here, man? Anyway, next up, Power Rangers Prime, issue number 1. The Michael, I'm going to go with G? YG? I don't know. Boom Staff Holiday Edition. Oh, another one of these. Originally published in 2024. Now, the Power Rangers comic series by Boom Studios has earned widespread acclaim from both fans and critics. By delivering a fresh yet faithful take on the franchise, these comics have attracted new readers while keeping longtime Power Ranger enthusiasts engaged. The series successfully bridges the nostalgic appeal of the 1990s show with a modern, serialized superhero narrative. Among the most sought-after collectibles in the Power Rangers comic line are the staff variants, special editions reserved exclusively for Boom Studios employees. These variants are highly desirable among collectors due to their extreme rarity and direct connection to the creators. As a special holiday gift in 2024, Boom Studios sent staff exclusive editions of Something is Killing the Children issue 0, Hello Darkness issue 1, Berserker the Lost Book of B issue number 1, Minor Arcadia issue number 1, and this Power Rangers Prime number 1 to their employees. Now, Boom has confirmed that each of these variants has a print run of fewer than 150 copies, making them exceptionally rare. With many staff members choosing to hold on to their copies, these books surface on the market only about once a year, if at all, helping them retain their high value. Now, this scarcity is particularly evident with highly collectible franchises like Power Rangers or books featuring prominent artists like Suspiria, who illustrated the Hello Darkness issue number 1 employee exclusive. Now, recently, an ungraded copy of Power Rangers Prime sold for $600, reinforcing the high demand for these exclusive editions. Boom Studios doing the employees up. Nice.
At least those employees are getting something out of working there.
Well, can you imagine how brilliantly genius that is? They're like, you know what? How can we give them a Christmas gift that they can decide if they want to sell it or not? If you want to hold it, you hold it. If you want to sell it, you sell it. You can turn it into money. It's up to you. But what does it cost them? A couple extra books off the press? They're like, hey, run me an extra 150 and change something up on it.
It's better than getting a pizza party.
Better than a pizza party.
Yeah.
These are interesting. Because they're so limited, and sometimes you don't even know they exist, right? I guess with Boom, who have a tradition of doing this, you kind of know that there's always going to be a new one, and you try to keep an eye out, or you try to see if you know somebody who knows somebody and can get that hookup. But I have to imagine that these don't pop up on the aftermarket very often, and anytime they do, they're going to be a premium. But how do you know it's a staff edition just by looking at it? I don't think.
How would you know?
Right.
You know how you know? Go to Cover Price and look them up because they got photos of these things.
Yeah, I would love, Matt. I know you're in the chat.
Wow, Boom sent the images because they weren't anywhere else. Wow.
I think it would be awesome, Matt, if you could get like a feature that had just staff exclusives, just so we can see them, just a collection of staff exclusives. I think that would be an awesome feature. If you guys agree, drop a thumbs up in the chat. Or
Chris is trying to get some inside intel here, so you can.
Yeah.
I see what you're doing, bro.
I am. Yeah, I want to know. I want to know what they are.
What Chris is really saying is, if you work for Boom Studios and you have some of these you want to get rid of, please hit me up on my IG. Shh, real quiet, like.
Or hit up the employees at the convention. Go to the Boom booth at a convention. You're like, hey, homie, you got any of those Power Ranger Primes? Where's that one you got for Christmas? I know you got it for Christmas.
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho. What do you want for it?
Get some of that staff edition.
Oh, man.
Speaking of fiending, what do we got next on the list?
Speaking of fiending.
All right, we got Sonic the Hedgehog, Tangle, and Whisper. Number 4, the Abigail Starling Retailer Incentive 1 in 10 variant by IDW in 2019. Sometimes on the aftermarket, scarcity reigns supreme. When it comes to scarcity, retailer incentive variants by IDW in the 2010s, woo! They have been a perfect example and have popped up for big numbers repeatedly on the aftermarket. This week, we have another significant example of this with a retailer incentive 1 in 10 variant of Sonic the Hedgehog, Tangle and Whisper number 4, hitting a massive all-time high of 350 big bones for a raw dog near mint copy. This short series was based around the characters Tangle, the Lemur, and Whisper the Wolf, introduced in 2018, the comic series for Sonic by Ian Flynn. This has quite a few variant and incentive covers that are very hard to find, and the sales data of this particular issue back that up. This book has not had a documented sale in the cover price database since 2022. The previous high sale was $13, documented most recently in 2020. Why the massive price tag? Like many of these IDW series of the time, these books are just likely not, they just likely were not ordered to hit the required amount to get a retailer incentive for that shop. As most shops would simply opt to order just 1 or 2 books to fill pull boxes and subscribers. The cover is an absolute beauty with some freakishly mutant shapes in the background with multiple eyes because they swim in Simpsons legs. The cover art is amazing and features the first Sonic work from the cover artist Abigail Starling. Her unique style certainly lends itself to these characters, and the creators clearly agree, as she has been brought back numerous times for Sonic cover art. Overall, this simply hard-to-find book with an extremely unique, eye-catching look is worth the pretty penny if you can catch it fast enough.
I see what they did there. That was a racist.
Wait a minute. You expect me to believe that LCSs weren't ordering 10 copies of Sonic the Hedgehog, Tangle, and Whisper issue number 4?
I know.
Only the dumb
To
one.
get this incentive?
Shocking.
Come look at this incentive. Of course you want those other 10 copies of Sonic the Hedgehog.
There's nothing like
Whisper,
having 9
Tangle,
extra copies of a book hanging around your store.
I've got a bad hot take. Okay, I grew up playing the Sonic games. I played Sonic. I played Sonic 2. I played Sonic 3. I played Sonic Spinball Pinball.
What about Sonic and Knuckles?
And I did play Sonic Knuckles a little bit on the Game Gear, but there are too many Sonic characters now. There are just too many.
You can't have enough. You can't have enough Sonic characters.
This is like we are at anthropomorphic My Little Pony furry levels of too many Sonic characters, in my opinion. And I don't know. It's too much. It's like the Dreamcast Sonic games, hurt my brain, and I don't know. It's not my thing. Not my thing.
Man, I was playing Sonic the Hedgehog the other day because I have all the Sonic collection on my Switch. But with this book, I think it's a good idea to just start picking up all the 1 in 10s coming out of Sonic, especially right now with IDW maybe teetering on the brink of not publishing anymore. They seem to be running into some possible problems. So kind of a good idea to start getting maybe some of the last, hard variants to get.
I feel like I should have dropped a cannonball for that, man. Holy moly.
Yeah. Is that even here anymore? I don't know if we even have that cannonball.
No, I don't think we have cannonball rights. He got popped every time he played that thing.
Oh, no.
You can hardly see them nipples.
We got that, though.
It counts.
It's Chris.
It's Chris. We got here. Cool. All right. So speaking of clicking buttons, what's next on the list, JB?
Oh, what do we got next on the list? Let me grab my glasses. All right, next, this is number 8. Man, we're smoking along down this list. Here we go. Terror Titans. I've never seen this before. What the hell is this? Terror Titans issue number 4, originally published in 2009 from DC. Let's find out why this comic is hot, everybody. The Milestone universe debuted in 1993. The universe was revolutionary, featuring a universe comprised of Black superheroes, written, drawn, and created by Black creators. The universe gave us characters such as Hardware, Icon, Static, and many others. Of the characters created, Static has grown to be the most popular of the bunch. Static received his own series in 1993, and it ran for 45 issues, which is the longest of all Milestone titles. Static also received a short-lived animated series that has become a cult classic for many fans. Static has received various other series and miniseries over the years, and in 2009, this book was introduced into the official DC universe in Terror Titans issue number 4. There we go. Now, this issue has experienced waves of interest from fans and collectors, with news of a Dakotaverse reboot and speculation that Static may get an adaptation in James Gunn's DC film universe. The recent speculation has led to his DC debut in Terror Titans heating up. This past week, a CGC 9.8 copy sold for $306, a new all-time high. Raw copies seem to still be in the $12 to $20 range, so this may be a book worth picking up if you find it for a reasonable price. There you go. First, what's this? First Static introduced into the official DC universe.
Yeah,
Not worth $306 to me.
Didn't know that. Yeah, I mean, an introduction into the DC universe, $300. Man,
Well, you get it raw for $12. I'll go for the $12 one, please.
Yeah,
it's not the first. It's not the first appearance. I mean,
it's not a first appearance.
It's been a Milestone universe merged into the DC universe. Yeah,
the Milestone universe was kind of wild. This one popped up in the collection I just recently bought. Icon. I mean, it's kind of wild, and the
that outfit's wild. Good lord,
it's very Luke Cage. He just needs to
really is. It's got the tiara and everything.
Sweet Christmas.
Yeah. So the Milestone universe was interesting. I don't know. I think that I'm all fine with risking new characters. I think that's fine. As long as it's handled in a good way. Static Shock, the cartoon series, I always thought that was pretty cool. But Static here coming to the main DC universe, does that deserve $306?
Well, look at Igor's comment there. The introduction of Harley to the official DC universe in comics is a fortune.
But that's the first time Harley appeared in comic form, though.
Oh, right? Okay.
This isn't the first time that Static has appeared in comic form. This is just the first time Static has come into the DC universe.
No, that's what Igor said. The introduction of Harley into the official DC universe.
Gabe's flexing. Oh, that's that book. Okay.
All right.
Okay. But Harley, Static. I don't know.
I go with Harley.
Do you think Static is the type of character that James Gunn would use?
I wouldn't be surprised because he does pull a lot of like random characters kind of out of the blue, like Metamorpho. He mentioned Matter Eater Lad in Peacemaker. So he kind of got his fingers deep into like the DC lore a little bit. But they've been talking about a Static movie forever.
I think Static is a good enough character that he could, he could see a DCU appearance. I mean, I really do.
Print run on this book is from 2009.
It's not 2009. I mean, it's got to be just, a normal DC book during that time.
I feel like I can find this in the dollar bins.
Probably.
Or the $12.
A raw is about $12, right?
$12. Yeah, but
I should look up to see what the first appearance of Static costs.
It's pretty cheap. It's probably like a $20 book now. It popped about 10 years ago when like a movie was announced. So for that, Chris, there is a regular version and there's a bagged version and a variant. So there's two covers for number.
It's an Icon number 1, right?
Thought of a Static number 1.
First appearance in comic book titled Icon number 1 is a preview. and
It's a
then
preview.
one
Previews don't count.
the next month.
Say it. Tell me, Gabe.
Previews don't count. Nope.
Okay.
That first appearance of Spider-Man 2099 is Spider-Man 2099 #1, not Amazing Spider-Man 367.
Ooh, hot take again, Gabe.
Previews don't
Chris says
count.
no. I want a debate. You know, we should let's get a little debate going on that one day. I'll be the judge. You guys.
Speaking
can
of
argue
previews
both
that
sides.
don't count, what do we got next on the list, Chris?
You're keeping me from buying Static #1. What are you doing? Okay, I got
Chris is always shopping while he's doing.
Share your screen, Chris. It's watch you buy it.
All right, Voltron #1, the Alex Ross variant from Dynamite. Oh, you're on the wrong one, Gabe.
You're on the wrong picture.
There you go.
It's close.
Voltron was Voltron was an animated show that debuted in 1984 and ran originally for only 1 year, September 84 until October 85. While the initial series was somewhat short-lived, the property had gone on to spawn multiple series that ran in 1998, 2011, and 2016 when Netflix brought the series back. Voltron has had many comics published over the years, beginning with the 1985 series under Modern Comics. In 2011, Dynamite published 12 issues of a new Voltron series that included the cover art by Alex Ross. The first 5 issues of the series featured Virgin variants of A covers by Ross. Most of these Virgin covers have been $10 or less to find for collectors, but the Dynamic Forces variant for issue #1 had a standout sale this past week. On February 12th, a raw near mint copy sold for $260, marking an all-time high. This variant was limited to 400 copies, so it will prove difficult to find, but variants for 2 through 5 are still very affordable. So it may be a good idea to pick them up if you do come across them. Okay, so this is gorgeous. It's beautiful. I had no idea it existed. I understand why it went for $260. Voltron was amazing. The huge toy line that came off of the back of just really one season in 1984. I mean, come on.
I think
That
this thing's
revamp of
awesome cover too.
That revamp of Voltron, what was that, like 2012 or whatever? It was awesome.
Yeah, 2011 and then 2016 when Netflix bought it.
Yeah.
What do you think this book went for originally on the Dynamic Forces website when it was released? I mean,
Probably
you
like
probably
$55.
sold it in a 2-pack, right? You know, you got the trade dress and the
2-pack?
Virgin variant for maybe. No, I'm serious. You probably got the Virgin variant and the trade dress in a 2-pack on their website for what?
$30?
40, 39, $40 maybe.
It was probably a 3-pack, like back in the old school days at Target, where you get 3 comics in a bag, and you know which one it was in the middle.
But here we go. One of them hits. There's so many variants every month, so many exclusive variants from all these, and you don't know which one's ever going to hit. And this one took how many years? 2011 to
14 years.
So grab them all up. Wait 10 years. Maybe one will pop.
It's an Alex Ross cover, man. You can't go wrong with that. It is pretty sick.
Gorgeous. It is gorgeous.
And only 400 copies. Like that's pretty wild.
Yeah, I love it. I love it, man. It's so good.
I don't know if I spent $260 on it. I'll download a photo off the internet and make it the wallpaper on my phone. But
there you go.
All right. Speaking of downloading things off the internet, what do we got next on the list?
This is the last one, right, folks? This is the final read. We got a little preview of it here when Gabe gave us a little sneak peek. Final read of the night, folks. Thanks for joining us one last time. I just want to mention, if you're watching this on the rewind, make sure you turn on the live chats because these guys are fantastic. Everybody in the live chat tonight, you guys are awesome. Really appreciate your attendance in the live show. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. All right, at Shaker number 10, we've got the X-Files season number 10, issue number 1, the Carlos Valenzuela Hastings cover, originally published in 2013 from IDW. We last covered this hard-to-find X-Files variant back in 2023. At the time, near mint raw copies were selling for $75, a surge directly tied to the announcement of Ryan Coogler's X-Files reboot. Reboot? I don't think that ever happened, did it? Now, X-Files creator Chris Carter confirmed Coogler's involvement and voiced his support for the project, igniting fresh interest in the franchise. This stunning pulp noir variant by Carlos Valenzuela is one of the many Hastings exclusives that have gained significant value over time. Though Hastings is no longer around, its exclusives, many of which were initially overlooked, have become highly sought after in the collector's market. Since 2023, news about the X-Files reboot has been scarce, with no official updates on casting, production, or a release date. Despite this silence, demand for this variant has only grown, with near mint raw copies now hitting $110 and CGC 9.8s reaching $350. Not all Hastings exclusives had publicly disclosed print runs, but most range between 1,500 and 3,000 copies. Now, Marvel variants bound by a strict 3,000 copy minimum were produced in higher numbers, whereas exclusives from other publishers were often more limited, boosting their long-term desirability amongst collectors. So, like the truth, this rare book is out there.
I really like the detective noir. How do you spell? How do you say it? Noir. I really like the
this
noir of it. Yeah. The black and white, the slinky dress.
Tell me you guys watched X-Files. Did you watch X-Files? No Scully and Mulder.
I watched a little bit of it when I was in high school.
Yeah.
It wasn't priority watching for me, but it certainly had its entertaining moments. So.
All right. Gabe?
Hastings.
I've seen maybe what was Hastings? Was that just another variant company that was out there making exclusive variants every month and selling them?
It was a store that was kind of like not like a used record store, but it was kind of like a catch-all kind of store that had like everything in it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
they're doing exclusive variants for them.
Yeah,
interesting.
They did a lot. There's a lot
Man
of
was the best
variants. They were like one of the first like major like companies or spots where you can go get like exclusive variants kind of thing. Yeah.
Interesting.
Cool. All right. Well, that's the top 10 list, everybody.
Yeah.
Let's seamlessly transition.
Seamless transitions?
Yeah, do the intro.
Got to do it. It'll grow on you. It's so bad, it's good.
That's right.
It's so bad. It's so bad.
It's so bad.
Shake it now, feel the beat, move it, shake it loud, on repeat, yeah, party started, never stop, shake it like nobody's watching, rock the top, shake it on the floor, it's the shakery pole, feel the vibe and let it transport, shake till you drop, hands in the air, the shakery pole, party everywhere.
Next year's Super Bowl halftime, right there.
Oh my god!
All right, so let's go ahead and get into the Shakers list here, everybody. So that's when we played a song. I thought we played it when we get into the list, not what's shaking, but whatever. Let's get into what's shaking here, everybody. Let's take
Yeah, the list doesn't want to be associated with that song.
Rudy call Rudy our gear, our mod in the chat. This is not Will I Am, it's Will I Can't.
Well, you can't go wrong with this top list here already. Look at this. Hulk 181, X-Men 1, Daredevil 1. Daredevil 1's fairly affordable. Fairly affordable, it seems like. Avengers 6. Defenders number 3.
No, Marvel feature number 3. There's a difference.
What's that?
That's Marvel feature number 3, not Defenders.
Excuse me. Stupid Defenders logo getting in my way, confusing me. All right. Ooh, there's some fun stuff here.
Arrow.
Yeah, look at this Captain Arrow book from 1946. Click on it.
Wow, look at the colors on that.
The yellow and red are popping.
The red planet. Look at that. The red ocean planet.
You mean
Oh,
Earth?
that's us.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened to the water.
The planet is red.
It's blood.
It's
But it's blood of the non-believers.
Captain Air. So we got 10 cents. When was this? 50s?
46.
40s.
46.
Can you imagine seeing this on the shelf? It must have just like burnt your eyes out seeing it on the shelf.
I would.
People have been obsessed with space travel and spacemen for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah, this is interesting.
Was this 46? I don't know my history. Was this after we dropped the bombs of World War II?
August 46.
Okay.
Chris is looking it up because he's got.
Oh, about then, because that's really when like the whole kind of like space alien thing kind of started taking off a little bit more.
Wow, I feel like that Avengers 1 is a super good price for that.
Yeah, I mean less than $1,000 a point.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So Nagasaki was 1945.
Oh, so was
USA.
Watch out, Greenland. We're coming.
We're coming for you.
It's going to be red, white, and blue land.
Eventually, he's just going to say, you know what? We're going to rename Canada. We're going to call it America's Little Cousin.
America's hat.
Make sure that it's on everything.
So let me see here. So a 4.0 is $3,700.
Wow.
Now go down to the chart because I feel like this book is affordable. If you get into the lower, go into the slabbed, fours and unders are really affordable, man.
I just want the foreign.
Look at that, $2,400, $2,500. We're talking Avengers 1.
Yeah, I mean you're talking like 3 Peach Momoko sketchbooks, right?
Yeah, you can take 3 of those Peach Momoko sketchbooks and get an Avengers 1.
That's a bad deal for whoever has
okay,
Avengers 1, but I'll take it.
She'll make some more. She'll have them at the next con.
Go back up. Look at the foreign covers.
Foreign covers. You know how I feel about these foreign books, guys. How can you
Oh,
tell?
so
How do you know it
cool.
was even printed over there?
Who cares?
foreign.
I don't care. I want that Brazilian.
Vingadoras could literally have been
I
printed
want
next
her
door. You
edition.
would not know it.
I don't care. I want it. Look at that. It's so damn cool.
The paper's going to be all bad, and you're going to go, oh, man, this is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're going to open it up and a family of illegals is going to pop out.
It's all right. My house counts as a sanctuary state. It's fine.
I'm a JB though. I'd rather have the
I'm
original,
scared.
real version of it.
Yeah, I'm scared to go invest money into Vingadoras over here, from Brazil.
But it's so.
When
Brazil,
the guy literally could be printing them next door. He's like, yeah, these are from Brazil, man. How are you going to prove it?
It's the first introduction of the Avengers to a whole country. I mean, come on. This is so cool.
Yeah, so is this one here, which is to like the country that matters, the origin of it.
Well, that's 1923. It's a reprint.
Well, either way, this one here then, the real first appearance of the Avengers is what matters.
Yeah. What's that?
You gotta love the Superman cover where he's punching energy or electricity.
What's that? 1930
punching electricity?
World's
Yeah.
Fair comics.
In 1942, and again, yellows and reds popping off the page.
Give me a second. I'm gonna try and click back.
Bingo.
So did you guys see that there was an article on Reddit? This guy rented an apartment and his landlord said that your storage is underneath the stairs. And he was like in New York, so old buildings, stuff like that. And he went underneath the stairs and there was a bunch of stuff from the previous tenant. It was all like untouched 1940s goodness, including a big stack of comics from the 40s.
Oh my God.
Superman #3.
Oh my God.
I was just like Detective Comics, pre-Batman Detective Comics, early Batman appearances, just absolutely amazing condition. My jaw just dropped. I'm like, oh my God.
It's sitting in a storage under some stairs.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah. I mean, there are a few of them were just tore up, but some of them looked so good. Probably like the cleanest copies still in existence. You know,
I like how the bridge is burnt out and there's a car falling off the bridge, and Superman's more worried about punching energy.
Get that energy. That car's
Get that
dust.
energy right in this energy's face. All right, let's get back.
I want to know what that World's Fair comic is right there to the left.
Right there, New York's World's Fair.
1939.
So if I remember correctly, 1939 was the first World's Fair. And this is
now think about this now. 25 cents back in that might have been a whole breakfast or something.
That's somebody's weekly salary.
If a cup of coffee was a couple pennies, come on.
I'm sorry, first World's Fair was 1851. This may have been
You're close.
The first in the US, maybe. I don't know. But you got Superman with blonde hair. You see that?
Yeah.
You got male Zatanna. You got Sandman.
No, that's Zatanna's father, Zatara.
Oh, Zatara? Okay, I can't read it. Text is too small. But you got blonde-haired Superman right there. That's pretty cool. And it's 96 pages. That's why it was a whole quarter.
Whole quarter in 96 pages.
96 pages.
I like this World's Fair here with Superman and Batman on the cover.
Oh yeah, that's the one to have.
Yeah,
1940.
that's cool. How much is this bad boy? $5,000 for CGC 6.
It's worth
no
it.
grade for 1,000, 4.0, 4.0, $3,000. $15,000 is the highest known value for a 7.5.
Wow.
That is cool though. That is very cool. I don't think I've ever seen this before.
Very cool.
I likes it. Let's get back to the list. And again, everybody in the chat, if you see something cool you want to take a look at, give us a holler. I can't see the chat right now, but I know my boys JB and Chris will let me know.
Yeah, we're checking.
Yeah,
we're checking. Old Batman,
like
2.0, 10 center.
This first Blade is getting pretty cheap. $2,300 for a 9.0.
They're never making this movie, man. Come on.
I agree, and I think that's a good thing because if you want
they're
this,
never making that. You know, they don't need to make the movie. Just bring him back. Bring him. He was awesome.
Yeah, we already got Blade. We already got Wesley Snipes back before we got Mature Ali.
Yeah, we got Wesley Snipes back.
Yeah. $2,300 is not that's doable for a 9.0. I mean, come on.
I'd still go for
now. Have you ever owned one of these? I've had one of these go through my hands, but I don't currently own one. Have you ever owned one of these?
I've never personally owned them, but I've sold many of them through like working at comic book stores and stuff.
Yeah. Corey Stevens,
$48,000.
Liefeld. What'd you think of the Liefeld rant about him getting stiffed at the premiere?
That sucks for him, man. I listened to his podcast and I heard the whole thing he was talking about. It's pretty crappy for a guy who
I feel like they don't do Marvel's not doing the creators. You know, they're not doing the creators good. They're just treating them like shit.
Well, you know, hey, welcome to Marvel. They've always treated their creators like garbage. You know, poor Jack Kirby, poor everybody else.
Poor
I
Rob.
bad for him.
I feel so bad for Rob.
Hey, the dude's like, I don't know. My interactions with him were not positive. So.
Mine were not either. No.
So
I've always had good conversations with the guy. Plus, hey, if anybody is a fan of like indie comics and creator-owned comics and creator rights,
like him, right?
He's the guy that started Image Comics. If it wasn't for him, there wouldn't be Image Comics. And that whole idea of creators being able to own all their rights. They're still the only publisher that will give creators all their rights for the books. All they want is just to publish the books. You want a video game, you want a movie, you get all the money and all the rights to it. They don't even care.
Yeah, but he just seemed to be always mad about something, right? Because he started Image, but then Image didn't go his way. So he started Awesome, and he was ripping off Captain America. And
no, Chris. He never ripped off Captain America. No.
No.
Man, I feel like I need to get you guys in like that courtroom setting. You would be awesome debating each other.
What was that Captain America, not Captain America, called? What was
You mean the character that was created by Captain America's creators, Jack Kirby and Joe Simon? Agent
What?
America?
Really?
Yeah.
No. That wasn't it. That wasn't.
No, that's it. That's the one you're talking about. It was
It's more
created
about-
by Jack Kirby and Simon or Joe Simon.
It looked exactly
Because they left Marvel because Marvel was treating them like garbage, and they were moonlighting and doing their own comic books.
Freak
And
baby.
Marvel even published a hardcover reprint of all of those comics before too. So that whole court case was ridiculous, and it just got spun as people trying to think that he ripped off Captain America, which he didn't. It was already a character created that he
Drop
got the
knowledge,
rights
Gabe.
from the
Drop the
original
knowledge.
Okay. You know what? I bowed to the master of Rob Liefeld knowledge. It's fine.
There you go. I'll take it.
Are the G, okay?
Speaking of Rob Liefeld knowledge, this Werewolf by Night's getting cheap too. $1,500 for a 7.5.
Well,
Still
that's what I was-
really good. That's still
I
good.
was kind of mentioning there.
You know, and honestly, I'd rather get this 5.5 giant size X-Men for that.
Yeah, that would be if I had a choice between Moon Knight and Giant Size X-Men #1, I'd go for Giant.
Absolutely.
Moon
take
Knight or the
Giant
first
Size
appearance of the
X-Men
real
#1.
X-Men. Yeah, I'll take the real X-Men.
Yeah. I think I would even choose Batgirl over that Batgirl, the first Harley
Quinn.
Yeah. I would choose that over Moon Knight because I'm not too wild about Moon Knight as a character.
Yeah.
The most entertaining that I've ever had Moon Knight as a character was the Disney Plus show.
This book has always been like kind of pricey, though. I don't know what it is about this book, but it's always been like pricier than I've ever expected to be. It was always
The Batman Adventures?
No, the Werewolf by Night. Excuse me.
Oh, the Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
I've had one of those go through my hands. I've had an Amazing Spider-Man 2 go through my hands.
I've had a few Batman 181s in my life.
Yep, I've had a Batman 181.
Those
one
books
now.
are always, the prices of these are all over the place.
Well, depending on if the centerfold's
Yeah,
attached.
they got that poster.
Yeah,
Even with
the
it,
poster.
it's all over the place. The prices on this book. It's so strange.
What is the center? What is the fold out?
It's Batman and Robin. It's like a little poster that people would remove and hang on the wall.
Yeah. It's just another Batman and Robin just kind of standing there, kind of
It's just kind of standing there.
Yeah. See, look at this. A fine is $513, while a very fine is cheaper.
Well, yeah. Look at those dates though. So I mean, that very fine sold in 2020.
Yeah.
The fine sold just a few months ago.
Yeah, you can get a raw copy of this. Little BG fine.
It's a good book to have.
I can't spend that much money on comics.
Yo-yos, yes. Comics, no.
Even yo-yos, I can't. It hurts. It hurts to spend that much money on anything, really. I mean, I just dropped $800 on a 3D printer, and that hurt. So.
Yeah, but you hustled for that money, though, Chris. You did it the right way.
Yeah.
Slide down one more row. All right, so that's
this Vampires Everywhere book.
That Swamp Thing. Just so I make sure I get this right. That's the first time that Batman shows up, or is it the first time that Swamp Thing shows up in DC? I'm confused. What makes this book special?
Scroll down just a tad.
First Bernie Wrightson Batman cover.
Batman cover. First Batman on the cover. First Bernie Wrightson Batman cover. Okay.
Did Bernie Wrightson? Is Bernie Wrightson known for doing Batman covers? And I didn't know.
I didn't know that. I knew there was something special about Batman on this book, but I didn't know what it was. If I thought it was first meeting of these two characters or something.
There's a FF48 going up these days. See how that's going.
FF48. You missed your opportunity if you didn't already get it.
Well, 3.5 for about $1,000.
Wow.
Trying to click on it and see what this chart looks like on these folks.
Hey, so Gabe, I heard you talking crap about the Fantastic Four movie. What's up?
Oh, you mean how stupid it is? Yeah, I've said that.
What? Why? What part of it did you think was stupid?
The fact
What
that it
specific
takes place,
scene in the trailer did you think was stupid?
not anything particular in the trailer, but the idea that it takes place on an alternate universe is stupid.
Well, how else are they going to introduce a team that was prior to the period that we're already in? You got to have them coming from an alternate universe.
No, you don't have to. They could be in the main MCU and go into space and have something happen. That could still happen in regular MCU. None of this stuff is in continuity order, you know?
No, it's not in continuity. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I missed where they said that it wasn't in the primary MCU universe. Where did that come from?
Kevin Feige has said that it's been since they announced it that it was like an alternate universe.
Okay.
I mean, you can even tell like the whole world is like this 1960s,
But it's 60s, but super modern. So it looks like the Jetsons kind of.
And I'm not a fan of Pedro Pascal being Mr. Fantastic. That doesn't make sense to me.
Why not?
I was really hoping for John Krasinski because he was basically perfect. But yeah.
I like John Krasinski. He was very good. But I like Pedro Pascal. Pedro Pascal is a great actor.
Not for every single role in the universe, though.
What book are we on?
FF48.
All right. Yeah, your host.
I've got a feeling that they will fold in the Fantastic Four into the main MCU. It may be something where, there's a convergence, and the only surviving members of that universe are the Fantastic Four, and now they're in the main MCU.
We'll see what happens.
Red Hulk does not appear in that damn book.
This is like the biggest this and the Henry stuff is like some of the most just like catfishy comic books that Marvel's put out. But this is the newsstand version, so it's going to be a little pricey.
That's the newsstand alternate price version. Yeah.
All right, hold on. Alternate price version. Slide back up. I want to see this again.
That's the $3.99 price.
Newsstand $3.99 from 2008. Where's the chart for 2008 newsstand? What's the distribution of that?
Let me find it here.
Less than 1%.
That's crazy. 2008. I mean, where the hell was this? Barnes and Noble? I mean, that's the
only place that had comics at that time that was newsstand was Barnes and Noble, or maybe Borders if they were still around.
Or Borders, right? Borders or Barnes and Noble at that point.
I don't know if that chart's on here anymore. I don't see it.
That's all right. You can keep going.
All right.
Newsstand.
We have that.
Shout out to C. Woodard 19. Come on. All right, final ones. I got to wrap up my wife.
What's that Turtles one right there? I think I have that one.
Number 3. Is this the error? Is this the first print error? Oh no, it doesn't say so.
I've looked at this a couple times. It's so hard to tell if it's an error. It has something to do with the color of the letters.
Yeah, where it says layered photos, like the error is like a darker blue or something like that.
Or is it a lighter blue?
Yeah.
Oh, dun, dun, dun. All right, which slide down to where you see the error one?
A little bit more.
I'm trying to click on it. It's just like a whiter. It matches the white on the van. I'm trying to click it up. Did it pull up? No.
There it is. Yeah, it pulled up now.
Okay. Yeah, there it is.
White layered.
Yeah. And I think it might have been a slightly different size too, because they reprinted it. They just printed these at different print shops back in the day, so they were different sizes too, a little bit, I believe.
Limited to only 300. Wow.
All right.
Yeah, I think they printed them out. I think they were handing them out at a convention at Hampshire Con. Yeah.
Are you guys going to go see the new Cap movie this weekend?
No.
Why not?
Because it's not the real Captain America.
No, I don't know. There's just something about that movie. It's just not really the trailers aren't hitting for me. The reviews are not hitting for me. And I don't want to be completely spoiler, but I hear that the red guy's got very limited screen time. So you're waiting the whole freaking movie for like 4 minutes or something.
It's been a while though since we've had a Marvel movie.
Yeah,
I'm kind of.
I'm glad they tied up some loose ends. That they explain where adamantium's coming from, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah. I think I'm going to take the boys to see it this weekend.
Tell us how it is.
I will. Yeah, and I know that Laura's seeing it tonight, so Laura,
I'm gonna see it tomorrow. I mean, I took Valentine's Day off for tomorrow, so I might as well go see it with the wife. Give us something to do. I don't have any high hopes for it. I'm not going in there like, ooh, it's like my most anticipated film or anything like that. But
I like Falcon Cap. I think Falcon Cap is pretty cool. I mean, I like traditional Cap. Captain America has always been one of my favorite characters, but I don't hate Falcon Cap. I think Falcon Cap is pretty cool.
I think he's cool as Falcon.
I don't know. I mean, you got him. He's doing Captain America stuff. He doesn't have any super soldier serum in him. He's just a normal dude, and he's doing the Batman thing.
He's got the Iron Man tech, so
it's
like wearing an Iron Man suit, right? Come on.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
We'll see. I like it, and he's a good actor too. I like Anthony Mackie. He's a good actor.
He lost the rap battle to Eminem. So, anyway, speaking of losing rap battles, let's go ahead and wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up, B. All right. With that said, everybody, Chris, give everybody the goodbyes.
Well, thanks for hanging out, guys. It's 10:30 out here on the East Coast. We still have like 8 inches of snow outside. And I am very pleased to be coming into a long weekend. I get tomorrow off. I got Monday off. And I get to sleep in a little bit without having to worry about work. So I'm grateful for that. And I'm really grateful I got to hang out with my friends Gabe and JB here.
Hell yeah, dude. Tuesday's going to suck. You're going to come to work with like 3 days of work stacked up on you.
Yeah, well, it's like every day at work has been like a Monday because my best friend at work, Elon's making it so easy on me. What the hell? What new hell am I walking into today? That's every morning for me right now.
Speaking of making things easier, what do you got, JB? Tell everybody goodbye, my friend.
You know what? I actually have something going on tonight. If you're not going to sleep, I have been collecting these, when you get these variants with these little cards on the back that they're limited, or I keep moving the wrong one. They're limited variants. I have went through all of my collection and grabbed all these limited variants, and I'm going to blow them all out tonight on Whatnot for $5 each.
Hell yeah.
$5 each. I'm done with all these exclusive one and whatevers.
Dude, save yourself some time. I will just buy all of them.
$5. Get up in there. I'm starting them all at $5 each. The show set up. I did the custom thumbnail where I'm looking up all. So Everyday Comics, check it out. 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm done with, and I've got a stack. I mean, I'm talking all.
Dude, I'm glad I never got into exclusive variants, man.
All of this bull is all of these. I'm done with all of the exclusive.
So wait, are you just selling the card, or are you selling the comic?
All the comic and the card, man.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, get them all. I'm done with all of them. I'm so fed up with exclusives. So all the exclusive ratios, whatever, it's all going.
Come to the dark side with me, JB. Forget exclusive.
I'm done with the exclusive
variants.
I'm going back. I want to go deeper. I want to get. I know this is people are gonna. You're nuts. I want to start dabbling in that golden age.
Do it, son.
Which means I don't want any of these. I'm going to get rid of all of those and go see if we can dabble in a little golden.
So, hey, if you're in the chat, as a thank you to JB for filling in tonight in very short notice, check
90
him out.
minutes.
Check him out on Whatnot.
90 minutes.
And
you'll see it in the schedule there, and you'll see my face.
And if it's the first time you're on Whatnot, I think you get like a $15 coupon or something like that. So
something like that.
Good stuff.
Yeah. See, look, we hate exclusives.
So we're blowing them out tonight, folks. Blowing out all the exclusives.
Turn that.
Anyway, thanks for having me. As always, don't forget, we had a good time. Yada yada. Peace.
Keep digging those long boxes.
Word. All right, everybody. Thanks again for showing up. Tuesday? Yeah, we'll be back Tuesday. I'll be back Tuesday. Again, thank you, JB, for filling in and making everything awesome. Oh, I found this.
I found it. 2008. Oh, man. Less than 2%. Crazy.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. And with that said, let's bounce out.
For the entire crew, this is TiVo saying keep digging in them long boxes. Peace out.
End stream.